Uno brand.
Everyone is supposed to memorize that.
Oh, really?
And
I would have got the first 5 words.
oh, the garage now is once a week, Thursday nights, and then Saturdays at the park, and hour at Ron, and Sundays at the park. It's usually 3 to 6, it varies. I think the most under my father, we had like 16 students, and it was in the front yard and backyard. And that was everyone coming that attended SDSU Samahan. Well, my parents had a commercial school in the 80s, so but it only lasted like 6 months, and it was in Worthington Street. And then my mom said people wanted there to learn karate, but nobody knew what FMA was. But my dad didn't want to teach karate, he just wanted to teach Philippine martial arts. My grandfather wanted to tour touring Babao in the 1920s. He learned from a Katipunan general named Miguel Melbar, who is the last Filipino general to surrender to the Americans. And touring Babao, my grandfather, him and his uncle, his cousin, Nasing Tralina something Babao, they were training partners. And my grandfather didn't teach it to my father till he was 18 years old, and that was in 1963. So back then the art was kept within the family. It wasn't really normally passed down like father to son or master to student, but he didn't show the art for like 40 something years till to my dad, when his doctor told him he needed training because of his for blood pressure was too high and stuff like that. So the art that was passed down to us, he was showing the rudimental strikes, the 136 attacks, which under the Babao Arnis, that is forms the leaf of the butterfly. So when someone asks what animal style we probably train, we'll say it's the paru, which is butterfly. So when you look at the wings of the butterfly, it's like the figure 8 strikes. Those are the first 4 strikes of the Batangas Baston angles. It's based on under the butterfly. A lot of guys you see is the figure 8 going here. This is basically the infinity symbol. For us though, starts with angle 1, starts from a dead stop here. When you come in, it's dead stop, full power. That one. So that's your angle 1. Angle 2 starts from dead stop, low line, and then hits the knee. So you got your 1 and 2. A lot of systems, they'll go 1 and 2, like our Villabrille collie. But our Batangas Baston, it's 1 and 2. And the way you can simulate that is you have something that's very heavy, like a pole. With one arm you go here. It takes a while to come back, and you can come back to a high line. So if you have a weapon, boom, you hit where your last stop, that's your next hit. And that would normally be a leg strike. And the third angle is opposite of 1, dead stop from a backhand, maximum impact. Then 4, dead stop, maximum impact. Then 5 would be the top of the butterfly, top of the head. Then your last is called sock or thrust. So that's the basic 6. So this was the San Miguel, number 1. Number 2 is Orbis. Number 3 is Bartical. backhand. Number boy is Soboy. It's like you're feeding the chicken. 5 is Bahut or Buharara. And 6, Saksak or thrust. Or we would say Dungab if it's the cyan. So this is thrust. And then we go to 7 and 12, which was formed later. That's the Zeta. So it's a backhand. 8, diagonal downward. 9's horizontal. 10 is called Taga Talihi. It's like cutting tall grass. 11's backhand strike, Buhararao. And backhand strike, Saksak. So that's our 1 through 12. But the first 6 is based after the butterfly or paru. So if someone asks you what system that your animal saw, you could just joke around and say it's a butterfly. So when we're drumming, a couple of the slow ones we do is the Sinkil beat. So it's the 3 and 2. So it's that. So this is with our mono form or empty hands. Then we have a Kali beat, which is I think it's 4 and 1. I usually use a little stick. Use this one here. So it goes like a. Then our standard beat, we have a medium pace, which is our partner drills. So it's a. Accompany it with the Kalingtongs, the Agong, or with the Juan, or Domingo, or oh yes. So now we're doing not just drums, but we have the Agong and the Kalingtong. So we'll go like a. What the guys are doing Forbes, Boroboro, Sayos, demos, and it helps build in their rhythm and workout. We also sometimes do it in sparring, and then now the sparring gets a little bit more aggressive. It's almost how they do drumming in Dog Brothers. And then I don't know if I did an other slow beat, or we haven't done it in a while. Domingo, I think
Context.
73. Oh, and this place around 80, 87, and then here in 80, 88. And then it's been in the garage, this has been the main headquarters. So on the right is Dan and Santo, my father's compadre. They trained back together, exchanging ideas in the, I think, late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, the bottom of the hill. Yeah. So that Bonita and what? What's the one that goes?
And that's Guru Diana and Santo, Dan Santo's daughter.
I just know how to get there.
And that's my youngest brother, Chris Babao, the Kali warrior. Forgot how old he was, maybe 2 or 3 years old. And these are my father's traditional Filipino martial arts weapons. The double bolos, sabat or spear. And one of my father's late instructors, the late Ciarco Cacoy Doce. And the old picture is my grandfather, Buenaventura touring Babao, my father's first instructor. And a picture of my father, Narrie Babao, in the 1980s.
It's hard to stay in.
Yeah, it's a little demo picture. Me and my 2 brothers, Jack and Chris Babao. And this picture was the 3 generations, my father and my nephew and my brother Jack Babao. We have a group picture of the students, like mid-90s.
Well, no, I hit live. And I get hit.
And that's Villabrille-Largusa, my father's second instructor when he came to the States and learned Villabrille. And a certificate for Flora Villabrille when he became Grand Master. And we just have various awards and other pictures. And it's Flora Villabrille's certificate to my father.
These are my competed. The golden ones. Actually, when I changed.
You got a card that way. Or
Or the first-
still fit them, huh?
It was like that. The first time, the first bout, it came with the white lace.
That was a certificate from Jimmy Gallus, Blacksmith's Karate.
Changed it to these.
They got like a
And I
remote
got-
and everything.
and I got another pair.
And just other Doce Pares certificates for my father.
But after I changed, I lost it.
Yeah.
A certificate from Grandmaster Anthony Kleeman for my parents. And just a collage of old family photos.
Came out a little bit.
Oh,
I
damn.
used some.
You gotta need some shoe glue or
I
something.
used the hot glue. What's that? Hot glue.
It's an old Villabrille photo. Ben Largusa, Mel Lopez, Lindsay Largusa. That's Graciela Casillas. There's a picture with my father and Chuck Norris. Oh.
Okay, there's this house in Cavite. I think it's in Cacoy, Cavite, and it's a museum now. Anybody can go there. I think it's the house of Aganado. I'm not sure, but the house shows the original, like on the ceiling, it shows the original map of the 7 provinces, and then there's a secret room where all the Katipunan generals or whatever high-ranking generals met, and they have a picture of every general in the room. That's pretty cool. It's like one of those Hollywood scenes where they have a bench here, and then it looks like they would just meet face to face. And then in that Cacoy house, they got an underground tunnel that leads to a church. So if you go to the top of the house, you can see the church from a distance. I don't know if that tunnel still exists, but I didn't go there. But I recommend anybody going to Cavite, Cacoy to visit that house. It's pretty cool because hopefully you'll still have the pictures of the generals. And I think I saw Malvar's picture there, and I said, oh, there you go, there's General Malvar. So they has all the ones like Pilar. I think they had a movie by him, Goyo, and then all the General Luna, the famous Filipino movie, General Luna. So that's pretty cool. opposed to different types of arts, you get to see some kind of connection. I don't know if there's connection, but I just say, okay, your dad taught me this, so dad taught me this. This is the hora bis. But if you do Ricarte and Cruzada al Devon, which was practiced in Negros by a guy named, I forgot his name already. I forgive my old age memory. Chavez, Amador Chavez. So Amador Chavez was originally from Antique in Aklan and I think Antique in Panay. And then because he got into trouble and murdered somebody, he went down to Negros, settled in Bacolod, and he was part of the Bacolod Arnis club. So now he has a Amador Chavez club, and then his art was called Ricarte and Cruzada al Devon. And one of the strikes, it resembles Babao Arnis. So this one is the number 2 is hora bis, and Ricarte, it's like it's called deadly flower. So it comes up a stem, and then it makes the flower. So it comes like this. So this is mortal arabis. So here it just comes from the number 2, right? And then it comes here and it whips. One stage right here, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
single stick disarmed. I'm Dizon. I currently study at the Babao Arnis Academy in San Diego, California. I'm an intermediate instructor. I'm a Maestro, and so a lot of the times I'm basically either a student or I focus on teaching new students. I've been training since about 2008. I had transferred to the Philippines, and I actually got notification that I was going to go into Iraq, and I didn't have any weapons skills. So I found Grandmaster Babao and I started training, and haven't stopped since. The Babao system consists of 3 different systems: Batangas Baston, Villabrille, and also Cacoy Escrito. Each different in its own way, but a lot of what you're seeing behind me right now is focused on Batangas Baston. It's a big change. When I started in about 2008, we focused a lot on a lot of the theory with some applications. Throughout the years, a lot of our students are actually fighting in the Dog Brother gatherings, or we've focused on a lot more of street skills. Even though it's very important that we stay with our basics and our lineage, we've transitioned a little bit more towards the practical application for the streets. I think with the mix of students that we have, we're still going to continue the legacy. For a lot of the senior students, we like to keep the old school way, as you see here in the garage, because it's a privilege to train here in the garage. Not everyone gets to train. Those that might not be able to cut it will, not be in this garage to learn the ways that we were taught with Grandmaster Narrie Babao. We get all types of students. A lot of us, actually when I first got here, there was a big focus with law enforcement because Narrie Babao actually worked for the San Diego Police Department. A lot of his students came from the Sheriff's Department, from the CHP and Chula Vista Police Department, National City and San Diego PD. Myself, I'm coming from a military background. I was in the Navy for 24 years. Just like Grandmaster Babao, he too was in the Navy, as was his son Jack. And so we get all types. We have students, we have medical professions, we have government workers, and we have just just everyday normal people training in this garage. For me, it's all about the basics. So my forte is Batangas Baston. I think it's very simple. It's a lot about power striking. Because of my limitations, I've got some bad shoulders and a bad knee. It's very difficult for me to move. But the art allows me to use my own strengths to use when I apply this system to whether it be sparring or practical applications. Right now in the garage, myself and Juan are probably the most senior. We've been on and off mainly because of our jobs. Again, I was in the Navy, so I was actually gone for about 2 years, and then I came back and started. Some of the other students that you see behind me have trained in various martial arts systems, but here in the garage, we have guys here from 10 years to O'Neill, who's been here for about a month.
Oh no, it got unlocked. I gotta push.
Nope.
Go.